Advaita Vada. That is, what is called Mayavada. Yeah, by Vaishnavas. Yeah. So what is Advaita? Means non-dual. Yeah. So there is no duality. So the thing is, according to the Advaita philosophy, there is nothing but Brahman. Yeah. Yeah. And what more? Perceived differences are illusion. Yeah. Or are due to illusion, Maya. Yeah. So it is said that Sankaracharya he had a guru who was the disciple, or you can say the first Advaita guru. Who is that? Advaita, you can say Advaita parampara, because everybody needs to have a parampara, right? We are saying we have a parampara in Vaishnava. So in same way they say they have a parampara. So like we are saying, you can say, Vaishnava parampara. It's either of the four is Ramanuja. But it's actually say Lakshmi Sampra. Just it's called Sampradaya also. It means disciplic succession. Yeah. Of of thought. Yeah. So in that way, we haven't manufactured anything. That's the idea. Yeah. So Advaita Parampara is also said to be like that. They also are claiming to have the lineage all the way back. Yeah. So here it starts, with Lakshmi Sampradaya. We have four Vaishnava Paramparas. Uh, yeah, so Sampradaya, Parampara, Sampradaya. So we have four Vaishnava Paramparas. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's Lakshmi Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma, and Kumara. Yeah. Here, let's take Brahma in the end because that's where we come from. Yeah. So did I write it right? Should be Brahma? No, so it should be there. The H is there. Brahma. Yeah. So Brahma Sampradaya. Then we have Madhva, Madhva, Madhvacharya. Yeah. Madhva Acharya. Madhvacharya. Yeah. So for example, Rudra Sampradaya. That's also called Sri. Sorry, Lakshmi Sampradaya. So Sri Sampradaya. So that is there the successor in the Kali Yuga, now coming to the Kali Yuga. It is um, Ramanuja, yeah, Ramanuja Sampradaya, yeah, and yeah, Rudra Sampradaya. That's Vallabha. So if you remember from yesterday's lecture, we mentioned that Ramanuja, Vallabha, and Madhva, they were all criticizing Mayavada. Yeah. Kumara Sampradaya, I just can't remember now. Sorry. But anyway, the one in discussion mainly is Brahma Madhva. Because here we also have, the Gaudiya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya. Yeah. So it's Chaitanya. That's the link, here for Gaudiya Sampradaya. Is Chaitanya is making the Gaudiya link. Yeah. So anyway, so just to give the idea of, how parampara is working. It's working in kind of three levels. So you have Daiva. So Daiva parampara, and then it becomes Rishi, and then it becomes Manava, human. Yeah. Rishi, sages, celestial sages. Yeah, like you have, Sapta Rishi, 7 stars, right? So not born on earth as a normal humans. Yeah. Yeah. So Daiva means, directly, the gods. Yeah. Yeah. So the gods, they are Lakshmi, Rudra, and Kumar and Brahma. They're gods. So say, who is the celestial sage? So let's just take, the Brahma Buddha Sampradaya and their discussion. So here the Deva is Lord Brahma. Yep, he's the god in our Sampradaya. And then the Rishi will be, Vyasa or Narada. Yeah, let's just say Narada Muni. Yep. And then, the Madhava, human, will be Madhva, Madhvacharya. Yeah. So in the same way, the Advaita parampara is also claiming, started with the gods, then the Rishi, and then, the human. Like all the sampradayas are having this, succession. So in the Kali Yuga, necessarily we have it from the humans directly. The humans are representing, the sampradaya here now. Before, there were rishis, and before that, they were, directly the god who started the sampradaya. God Brahma, God Lakshmi, Goddess Lakshmi, God Rudra, Rudra is another name of Shiva. 4 Kumaras are also, gods, the first sons of Brahma, and then Brahma himself. Yeah, of course, these are called gods. So God is not the same as Bhagavan, Sri Bhagavan himself. Highest God, Parama, Parama God, Parama Bhagavan, Param Bhagavan. That is, Krishna. Yeah. Ekale Ishvara Krishna's Arasabhabrita. Everybody else are his, servants. Yeah. So that just so that is clear. And then after, Krishna, then you have, Brahma, then you have Lord Shiva and so on. Yeah. Krishna, or Vishnu. Yeah. Then, incarnations of Vishnu or Krishna will then be, the expansion gods, which then can be, in the paramparas Deva. Can be, Brahma, Kumara, Rudra, or Lakshmi. I don't remember what it is in the Advaita parampara actually. But anyway, we don't need to get into that because today we are just going to get into philosophy. Yeah. But anyway, so the Advaita parampara, the main thing is that it starts from Manava. That's everything we're going to be concerned with today because we're going to talk about, the philosophy. Yeah. From Manava, stage. That is Gaudapada. What happened with this? Anyway, Gaudapada. And then it's his disciple, Govinda Bhagavata, and then Shankara. I'll write Shankara just like this because we don't have the acrylics. This S is actually aspirated as Shankara, like that. Yeah, yeah. In that way, and then Shankara has four main disciples. Uh, how do you make this? Yeah, make a kind of mark here. It's closer. Four main disciples. I just need to line up, a little bit about Shankaracharya because then we can look into the philosophy. We will kind of have a framework how it works. Four main disciples, uh, headed by Padmapada. Yeah. They started or heads. They are the heads of the four, maths, mathas. What do you call it? Pitas. Headquarters. Yep. Of Sankaracharyas. Now, because this is going to be interesting, because their headquarters, at least two of them are, Vaishnava headquarters. The link, it's quite big actually between, the Sankaracharya's, establishments and the Vaishnavas themselves. This is very, puzzling, but it needs to be mentioned because it's very interesting how, also our Chaitanya and, it looks like also his, forerunners were also, initiated sannyasis in the same line because they had the name Puri as, the sannyas title. And this is given, as one of the 10 sannyas titles from, Shankaracharya line. So you have, Madhavendra Puri, like that, Ishvara Puri. So these are, sannyas titles which you get from the Advaita Vada, Advaita Vedanta, sannyas initiation. Yeah. So anyway, so these four, places, they're cardinal. Cardinal means is geographical, west, east, south, north. Yeah. You know, how can you write this? Yeah, four cardinal pillars. Yeah. So that is, let's see, west, west. I can write it like this. West. That is Dwarka. Write with W. Yeah. Then you have east. That will be Jagannath Puri. Let's just write the city. And then you have south, so Sringeri. And then you have north, is Badarik Ashram. Actually, three of these are, great, Vaishnava pilgrimage places. Yeah. Badari, Badari or Badarik Ashram. Um, yeah. So here you have, it's here Krishna. Yeah. Krishna is a deity here. And the other one is Jagannath. And the other one is Sringeri. I don't know actually. Badarik Ashram is also Krishna. At least I don't know. This is Nara Rishi. And also Vishnu is there. So worship there. Yeah, yeah. So in that way, at least there are three places here which are Vaishnava headquarters, but they're run by the Maya. Those we call Mayavadis, the Advaitavadis. Yeah, how is that possible? Yeah. Well, of course, we are learning. We learned at the previous time that Sankaracharya is predicted to be the incarnation of Lord Shiva in the age of Kali for giving a concocted philosophy, a Buddhist philosophy in disguise, in the name of the Vedas. It's like Buddhism mixed with Upanishadic, knowledge. Yeah, that's like one way they can claim. It is claimed, it's like Advaita, my philosophy claim to be by critics. Buddhism mixed with Upanishad knowledge. However, difference from Buddhism, there is one difference, is that the Atma is, retained. Yeah, the Atman, is kept. Yeah. So in that way, you have the concept, that Atma Brahman, Atman Brahman, uh, Brahma is identical to Atman. Yeah. Yeah. So in that way, Advaita to Buddhism is this concept of Atma Brahma. Brahma is identical to Atman. Yeah, yeah. So of course there may be more differences, but this is the one I catched being very major because Buddhism, is Buddhism is claiming the soul also is not actually existing. Yeah, yeah. Because Buddhism Atman is okay. So Buddhism is more Shunyavada. You know, uh, Nirvana is the goal. Yeah. Shunyavada is also actually maybe not what they call their own philosophy. Uh, let's call it because Buddhism is not focusing on soul proper. Yeah, to be kept. Yeah, as far as I understand, it's like this. But my wild philosophy is it's going to keep the soul, and the soul is going to be Brahman. Yeah, so it's a little difference there, or a big difference. Yeah. But the main thing we're going to speak about is the difference between Vaishnavism and Mayavad. So then we have to look at what is the Mayavad philosophy, except for the main thing that we all know, that they say Brahman is identical to Atman. That is in order to arrive at this concept, Mayavadi is going through a whole series of events. Yeah. So how, according to Advaita, how, just how did you arrive to that? Yeah. What did they say? Yeah. Because if Brahman is identical with Atman, how is it happening? So according to Advaita, it happens. It happens by a process of superimposition. Yep, it's called Dhyasa. Yeah. So by this process, a Brahman becomes. So then you have two things. It's going to be, quite philosophical today, but we try and make it very short. You have two different things. By this, Brahman becomes divided, reflected. Yeah, two things. Which one is happening? You'll have to figure out yourself, or they have to figure. Because by our philosophy, this is not actually working. It's self-contradictory. But okay, let's just look at their philosophy. Becomes divided. So that is one division. Yeah. Pari. Okay. Pari. Cheda. Vada. It's a theory of division. Yeah. So how is that happening? Uh, uh, yeah. So they have this example. Actually, I will take number 2 first because it's easier. Let's see. That is called Pratibimba. Pratibimba Vada, the theory of reflection. Yeah. So I'm not agreeing on these philosophies, but we are going to mention them because otherwise, how can we look at the other point of view from the Vaishnavas? So this theory of reflection is saying, so Bimba, Bimba, is reflection. Yeah. And Cheda, uh, that means, division. Yeah. So theory of reflection is saying the one self appears as many different. Uh, just like one sun reflected in different pots of water. Yeah. So where are they reflected? Reflected. So in that way, so in that way you can say the jiva soul is said to be, mental construct because of vidya, ignorance. Yeah, you know. And then Parisha, the theory of division is a little bit. Actually, both of them are coming together here. You have reflection, and you have the division there also. So, Advaita Vada is using both of these theories to establish, their cause. Shankara is using both of these in his, writings. Um, yeah. So the pots, that's that's called the jivas. Yeah, very soon. Yeah, but this is defeated by Jiva Goswami is defeating this by logic of Brahman is stated to be indivisible in the Shastras, Upanishad. For example, in the Shvetar Upanishad. Yeah. And also uh, that it is, unchangeable. But that's the simple way. It defeats all this. Because the statements in scriptures, they are, Shabda Mana, evidence. And Shankara has no such evidence to back up his claims. Yeah. So in that way, in a very short and easy way, we can sum up how Mayavada is defeated by the Vaishnavas. So thank you so much. We'll stop there.